Hey, everybody. Proud of our guys, for finding a way to win that game. We've been telling them really since the game on Tuesday night ended that New Hampshire is a better team than they probably realize. And I think they did a really good job with our preparation. There was a bunch of stuff that didn't go our way in the first half that we needed to do better and improve on. I thought in the second half we did improve on most of those things. But when a team makes 12 threes on you and you have a tough shooting night, then you got to find a way to win, probably a game that's not the prettiest game. And I thought our guys did that, and key contributions from really everybody that went in. I was proud of our freshmen for, showing a level of defensive intensity and fight, even though it wasn't always the most poised. We had some untimely fouls. But that's going to be the case until we really, really learn how to win. That's what this team needs to do. And that's what we're doing. I mean, the last couple games, I don't care who you're playing. It's about learning as a new group together how to help each other be our best. New Hampshire, I give them a lot of credit. I thought number 3, Guadarrama, number 24, Martinez. We knew those guys were really good players coming in here, and they played every bit as well as we thought they would play. And they made us pay in a bunch of situations. They were tough in the post. But our guys hung in there and made a lot of really good plays when we needed them.
Yeah, we talked a lot about Daryl's defense over the last couple of weeks, but he seems to have embraced that go-to alpha scoring role. Do you think that was part of the attraction in coming here, was he could kind of take on that role?
I think for him, that was a huge part of it. I think he felt like it was a match in terms of the way that we play. And Tyler got banged up out there. And, normally we have the ball in his hands a ton, but it had to, we had to have offense come from other people and ball handling come from other people. And I thought Daryl really stepped forward. I'm really hard on him defensively because I just know how good he can be. So there's a lot of areas where, I'm going to want him to be even better, but I thought he really dug in and, and gave great effort. And then for him to, play such an efficient game offensively, to get in the paint, to get fouled, make all his free throws, shoot the ball well from 3. You can't ask a whole lot more from him offensively. We've got some other guys on our team that didn't necessarily have their best offensive night that I think can play better as they continue to get more comfortable out there.
They had 9 offensive rebounds in the first half. How were you guys able to clean that up?
Just effort. I think our guys really wanting to go grab the ball. For whatever reason, I think sometimes early in the year, teams are slow to, can be slow to react to the ball in like broken play situations. I thought that was the case the other night. I thought that was the case in the first half. I thought we got way better at it in the second half. It's just it's a mental clarity that you have to go do the next thing, which is, okay, we made the miss. The ball bounced around there. We got a deflection. Now we got to go grab it. And so that's an area where we have to keep improving. I thought, the way that our guys were in our huddles and our timeouts was a really good sign. Because this was not an easy game, and it was a game where we took the lead a few times and then they took it back. But our guys never really wavered, and they stayed together, which was huge.
Coach, another double-double for Justin Lewis tonight, and in particular stepped up at the end of the game when it was still close. So can you just talk about, on both ends of the court and at the free throw line as well, his ability to step up in the big moment when he needed it most?
Yeah, I'm proud of Justin. He's 19 years old, and he's just made incredible growth, since he got here to Marquette. I've only known him since, early April. But I think last year for him was, such a learning experience. He went through twists and turns, highs and lows. He went through a tough injury. But I think coming into this year, probably the most impressive thing that he's done is he's connected his growth as a person with his growth as a player. He's connected getting double-doubles with his ability to respond, with his ability to play with poise and help his teammates and be lost in the fight, as we say. And so that's something I'm really proud of. And the good thing is he's got so much more room for growth.
You mentioned the broken plays, especially with the pressure defense. In your experience, is that like the hardest thing for young players to learn, like once the offense gets through the press and in that scramble situation?
So we call that fix it. So basically when you go from the press or you go from a trap or you go from, any type of broken situation to you got to fix it, you got to get matched up. That's all fix it means is, they've got 5 guys, we've got 5 guys. We got to take the ball. We got to, match up with other guys and get in the right positioning. It's something that old players can do in their sleep, but it's something that guys that are young or guys that are new playing together, we work on it every day. And I thought our guys had some good possessions. There were some other possessions where they really made us pay. But I thought overall, what we got out of extending the floor and trying to pressure them was good.
Cam and Stevie hit a couple buckets to spark a little run in the second half there. You threw Marion out there. You mentioned you like the freshman. What did you see out of those 3 guys?
All 4. Job too. Those guys are going to be good. And they're just, they're kind of all at different places in their development. I'm so excited about where they will be, in 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, if we can keep getting better. But at the same time, it's November 12th. We're here, and we got another game in a couple days. So it's about trying to help them be the best they can be in this moment. I thought Amarion, I was disappointed in myself that I didn't get him in at least a little bit the other night. But just the way the game was going and with how good that guard was, I didn't put him in. But I told myself he's going in tonight. And I thought he did a good job, and I told him, I said, you got the air ball out of the way, man. So now you can, go play. But Cam and Stevie, those guys have phenomenal spirit, and we needed that. And then Jop is a guy that, I think is starting to give us good minutes. He's going to make a lot of shots. He only made 1 3 tonight, but every time he shoots, I think it's going in.
You mentioned a tough shooting night tonight, particularly from deep. So a bit of a 2-part question here. How do you want to see your team improve offensively specifically? And then how do you plan to use this weekend to prepare for a big matchup against Illinois on Monday?
I think our improvement offensively, it falls under a couple different categories. The first category is do what we practice. Don't get brand new during the game. Don't make new things up. We had some of that in the last couple games. It's understandable for sure. It's just not acceptable. And it's an area that I think most teams around the country are sorting out and figuring out when they get into the real game, because it is different when you get in the real game. And then the second category is just understanding the nuances of, what you can do to be successful against a team that plays a certain way. So, for instance, they were really, really helping, as we say, loading up when we had guys coming off of ball screens. So, you need to be ready to shoot, ready to drive when that thing's thrown ahead. I think our guys can continue getting better at that. We got a lot of good looks from outside that we didn't make. Tyler was 0 for 5 from 3, and Jop was 1 for 4. So, a lot of good shooters taking good shots. I'll live with those for sure. And I really, really can't say enough about Oso keeping a lot of balls alive on the offensive end and kind of buying us an extra shot on those possessions.
That's it. Thanks.
Thank you.